Hi everyone, thank you for clicking on this video. Today I'm going to be reading to you out of the Game of Thrones books. This is going to be out of book 3, and this is when Samwell Tarly kills an other. So I hope you enjoy this. I hope you were entertained. Please forgive me if I stumble. I do have dyslexia and a little bit of a speech impediment that I'm trying to overcome since being a little girl. I talk with a lisp sometimes. Also, if you like makeup, today's look was inspired by one of my favorite comic book characters, which is Loki. And so I just wanted to point that out for you. We were watching Black Panther last night, and so I woke up inspired. Okay, so let's begin. Today I'm going to read out of A Storm of Swords. It is out of a Samwell point of view chapter, and he is currently being carried by one of his fellow brothers of the Black. They are coming out of a battle, and it was the Night's Watch, and they were fighting against the other, so they have seen them, and that was at the Fist. So now they are retreating, they are leaving that battle. Okay. That torch will burn out soon, thought Sam, and we are all alone, without food or friends or fire. But that was wrong. They weren't alone at all. The lower branches of the great green sentinel shed their burden of snow with a soft, wet plop. Grin spun, thrusting out his torch. Who goes there? A horse's head emerged from the darkness. Sam felt a moment's relief until he saw the horse. Hoarfrost covered it like a sheen of frozen sweat, and a nest of stiff black entrails dragged from its open belly. On its back was a rider pale as ice. Sam made a whimpering sound deep in his throat. He was so scared he might have pissed himself all over again, but the cold was in him, a cold so savage that his bladder felt frozen solid. The other slid gracefully from the saddle to stand upon the snow. Sword slim it was, and milky white. Its armor rippled and shifted as it moved, and its feet did not break the crust of new-fallen snow. Small Paul unslung the long-hafted axe strapped across his back. Why'd you hurt that horse? That was Monty's horse. Sam groped for the hilt of his sword, but the scabbard was empty. He had lost it on the Fist, and he remembered too late. Get away! Grin took a step, thrusting the torch out before him. Away or you burn! He poked at it with the flames. The other's sword gleamed with a faint blue glow. It moved towards Grin, lightning quick and slashing. When the ice blue blade brushed the flames, a screech stabbed Sam's ears, sharp as a needle. The head of the torch tumbled sideways to vanish beneath a deep drift of snow. The fire snuffed out at once, and all Grin held was a short wooden stick. He flung it at the other, cursing, as Small Paul charged in with his axe. The fear that filled Sam then was worse than any fear he had ever felt before, and Samwell Tarly knew every kind of fear. Mother have mercy, he wept, forgetting the old gods in his terror. Father, protect me, oh, oh. His fingers found his dagger, and he filled his hand with that. The whites had been slow, clumsy things, but the other was light as snow on the wind. It slid away from Paul's axe, armor rippling. Its crystal sword twisted and spun and slipped between the iron rings of Paul's mail, through the leather and wool and bone and flesh. It came out his back with a hiss, and Sam heard Paul say, "Oh," as he lost the axe. Impaled, his blood smoking around the sword, the big man tried to reach his killer with his hands and almost had before he fell. The weight of him tore the strange pale sword from the other's grip. Do it now. Stop crying and fight, you baby. Fight, Craven. It was his father he heard. It was Alistair Thorne. It was his brother Deacon and the boy Rast. Craven, Craven, Craven. He giggled hysterically, wondering if they would make a white of him. A huge, fat, white, always tripping over its own dead feet. Do it, Sam. Was that John now? John was dead. You can do it. You can. Just do it. And then he was stumbling forward, falling more than running. Really, closing his eyes and shoving the dagger blindly out before him with both hands. He heard a crack, like the sound ice makes when it breaks beneath a man's foot, and then a screech so shrill and sharp that he went staggering backwards with his hands over his muffled ears and fell hard on his arse. When he opened his eyes, the other's armor was running down its legs in rivulets as pale blue blood hissed and steamed around the black dragon-glass dagger in its throat. It reached down with two bone-white hands to pull out the knife, but where its fingers touched the obsidian, they smoked. Sam rolled onto his side, his eyes wide as the other shrank and puddled, dissolving away. In 20 heartbeats, its flesh was gone, swirling away in a fine white mist. Beneath were bones like milk glass, pale and shiny, and they were melting too. Finally, the dragon glass dagger remained, breathed in steam as if it were alive and sweating. Grin bent to scoop it up and flung it down again at once. Mother, that's cold. Obsidian. Sam struggled to his knees. Dragon glass, they call it. Dragon glass. Dragon glass. He giggled and cried and doubled over to heave his courage out onto the snow. Grin pulled Sam to his feet, checked small paw for a pulse and closed his eyes, then snatched up the dagger again. This time he was able to hold it. You keep it, Sam said. You're not craven like me. So craven you killed another, Grin pointed with the knife. Look there, through the trees. Pink light. Dawn, Sam, dawn. That must be east. If we head that way, we'll catch Mormont. So that was pretty awesome. It just gives us an insight into what they showed in on the series. I hope y'all enjoyed that. Just know that I'm sending positivity to you, and I hope that you're doing what you love. Y'all have a good day. Bye.